Thank you. I'm here to humbly lay my case before you, a positive case without a bad word to say about any of the other contenders who are friends of mine. Let me just say that I'm a sixth-generation Missourian, sixth-generation Southeast Missourian on both sides. I am 6-0 in election campaigns. I have never lost. I have come from behind in 4 of those 6 races, including all 3 of my statewide races. I am the only candidate in this race who can say that he or she has carried 29 of the 30 counties in the 8th Congressional District. Missourians today have and I did that 2 months ago, as I carried 109 of 114 counties across our beautiful state. I do that by not ignoring the small counties. I know that there's a big, beautiful part of the state of Missouri that is south of Highway 60, and that this is such a great part of our state. Missourians today enjoy the right to carry concealed weapons because of my leadership in delivering that over Bob Holden's veto in 2003. Up to that date, there had been 6 successful veto overrides in 180 years of statehood, and on that day, we overrode 3 Bob Holden vetoes and delivered the right to carry. That resulted in an A+ rating and the endorsement by the National Rifle Association. My battle against partial birth abortion, to pass a bill banning it, where I was the first to take up that cause in the state of Missouri almost 16 years ago, led to my being named the winner of the Right to Life Defender of Life Award by Missouri Right to Life. I'm immensely proud to have that award on my wall. So Missouri is a more pro-life and more Second Amendment friendly, gun owner friendly state because of my efforts and my leadership, not just in championing these causes, my fellow conservatives, but actually putting the ball in the end zone and winning. I have been a team builder for the conservative cause and for the Republican Party throughout my career. With your hard work, your sacrifice, your donations, your elbow grease, and your leadership, I've been the only Republican winner on the statewide ticket the last 2 election cycles on the presidential cycle. And in doing that, I have demonstrated vote-getting appeal. I also have demonstrated fundraising capacity, although I've also experienced being outspent, as I was in a primary this summer, when 6 of the wealthiest donors in the state of Missouri decided they wanted somebody else, not my brand of conservative leadership, but somebody else. And I was outspent by $1.1 million in my primary, but I prevailed because I mounted a grassroots, bottom-up effort appealing to Missourians in all walks of life in every part of this state. And I am proud of my conservative record of delivering results, and I guess, is that the indication that my time is up? So I'll wrap up by saying, as I began, by saying I humbly lay my appeal before you and ask for your support.
You're the lieutenant governor. You're in line to run for governor next year. Why in the world do you want to give this up and run for a representative?
I have a passion for federal issues that has been displayed in my battle against Obamacare, where I was the only person in statewide office in the state of Missouri who stood up to fight Obamacare on 10th Amendment grounds, trying to restore a healthy balance between the states and the federal government so that we're not serfs to a federal master. I want to take that fight to Washington, D.C. as I mounted it here in the state of Missouri in our federal courts, and fight for you as I have fought at the state level these past number of years.
Okay. In selecting our candidate, we expect to do better. We want Missouri to do better. We are close to losing what has made us strong and what makes America great. Our country is $16 trillion in debt. Our current leader wants a blank check. Joy and Emerson voted yes on what they are calling over the cliff. How do you think that could have been handled differently?
I think we could have had a better plan going in, and I hope better leadership, and I would have been a no vote on that deal. I would have been a no vote on some deals before it. We have to couple the next fight, which is the debt ceiling fight, where we have much greater leverage. We have to couple this with a fight for a balanced budget amendment that includes spending reductions and teeth in spending reductions, and not just the beginning, but continuing spending reductions. And that has to be part of the equation here. And we have to begin that battle now.
There is 435 districts in the U.S. Our district is rated the 8th poorest. Out of the 9 districts in Missouri, it is rated the poorest. The median income is $27,865, with the median household income in Dick County of $32,991. What are your plans to change this?
My plans are to work with Missourians from all walks of life in every part of this district to improve our infrastructure, as the Emersons have done with the improvements on Highway 60. If we were having this meeting back when I managed Bill Emerson's first campaign in 1980 as a kid right out of school, the transportation was not nearly as good. Transportation is a vital lifeline for us, and I would fight for transportation dollars from Washington, D.C. to be brought back here because they are intelligent investments that yield results over time. I would also work with all comers on economic development and trying to attract people in here who would invest because we have the great workforce.
The next question was, are you capable to raise the required funds? And we know that you were and are. So I switched that question on why you wanted to leave the lieutenant governor. So when you all get together out there and make notes, you can say, well, she didn't ask me that question. So that's why.
I got one unique one, huh?
There has been much talk about gun control. Here in the Ozarks, most of us have and use guns. This level of freedom is something to be thankful for. We always want to keep this freedom. The person we select, we want to know without a shadow of a doubt that person would vote to keep this freedom if it comes to that. Of course, we're talking about the Second Amendment.
A+ rated, the highest rating from the National Rifle Association, have their endorsement. Has again delivered the right to carry and other Second Amendment protections such as the Castle Doctrine. I would carry the NRA banner into this fight. I would be a voice, an articulate voice for you on Fox News and other national interview programs that I have not seen enough representation from our great state on this issue, talking about how the term assault weapon is a misused term intended by the left to confuse the discussion by suburban soccer moms who do not understand what is being discussed here. We need the capacity to have more than one round to be able to be fired, and I understand that and will fight tirelessly as I have throughout my career for Second Amendment rights.
What is your position on stem cell research?
I oppose taxpayer funding of stem cell research. Embryonic stem cell research has been proven to be unnecessary, and we should not be going down that road. Embryonic stem cell research has, the great claim that was made for it a decade ago was that it was pluripotent. That is, you could only take an embryonic stem cell and say it was blood tissue and turn it into brain tissue. We've now discovered that that is a false claim for embryonic stem cell research, and that pluripotency exists in other adult stem cells, and so the rationale for embryonic stem cell research, the prop underneath it is completely knocked out, and I oppose embryonic stem cell research and any taxpayer funding of it.
Okay. We don't want a candidate that will take the easy path and put tough decisions off for another day. Our children and our grandchildren's futures are at stake. Convince us you wouldn't do that and why you're the best candidate for this vacancy.
The time has arrived in our country, ladies and gentlemen and fellow conservatives, that we have to send people out there who will take votes that could defeat them. And I am prepared to take a vote that can defeat me. This does not have to be the best job I could ever have. I can go out and do something else. And I'm willing to come back and live under the laws I passed. And I have shown and demonstrated throughout my career that I'm a risk taker, and I'm a risk taker and one who delivers results for the conservative cause. I am willing to take tough votes on spending and debt that might send me home.
Okay, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.